In this video, I spent 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore. For those who don't know, Minecraft Hardcore is essentially normal Minecraft, but if you die, you lose your entire world. One simple mistake means the end of everything. For this video, I had two very simple goals. The first one was to kill the Ender Dragon, and the second one was to survive. Will I accomplish these goals in 100 days? Keep watching to find out. But before that, this video took more than 30 hours to make, but it only takes 1 second to subscribe. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. I would really appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. This is my take on 100 days from Look the Notable. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, day 1. I started like any new Minecraft world should. So, by punching down a tree. I then gathered some stone, and finally I spotted a village in the desert, which, if you didn't know, villagers are one of the best things to start a hardcore world. You get food, a bed, possibly some tools if you're lucky. Then I looted the heck out of that village. After killing the iron golem, I trapped some villagers in their houses to use later. Yes, use. On day 2, I decided to go looking for a mine to get iron. I quickly found a ravine right next to a ruined portal. While loading it, I found a gold block and some iron. I then went down to the ravine and got some more iron, which I later smelted and transformed into some much needed armor. On day 3, I decided to do some exploring. I had one goal, to find either a desert temple or a new biome. I quickly accomplished said goal, as I was quick to find a taiga, which meant two things. First, dogs, which dogs are great because first, they're dogs and because they help you kill mobs, which is really useful. And of course, spruce wood, which is one of my favorite building blocks in all of Minecraft. I also found some snow, which gave me an idea to make my house out of. Because if you didn't know, snow blocks that is with shaders on Java Edition look very similar to quartz or white concrete, so it's ideal for starter bases. So I decided to gather some and went back to my base camp and called it a day. Day 4. I didn't do much on this day, apart from gathering some resources for my house and mining. While mining, I had my first encounter with a mob. Yeah, it really wasn't that hard. I then was able to make it safely back home. Day 5. On this 5, I just continued gathering materials and working on my house, while my iron melted. I have 4 iron out gear and some good progress on the house. Day 6. Same as usual. Material gathering for the house. I went to get some more spruce wood and snow. When my shovel broke, I decided to go back home. But not before emoji water dropping. Alright, that was really close, I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, I started a small wheat farm and came close to finishing the first floor. Day 7. By this day, I was sick and tired of gathering snow, so after collecting some, I made a tiny little house for a new friend, a snow golem, which meant I could get infinite snow, which, looking back at, I think wasn't gonna be that useful for that long, but for building a house, it would have been very practical. Day 8. By day 8, the first floor was finished. All you needed was some windows and a roof, so I proceeded to do that. I wanted to switch things up for day 9, so I decided to go strip mining. I made a mine in the ravine to save up some time and then headed for Y11. After mining for a bit, I noticed some lava and mob sounds near and boom! I found an underground ravine. Had some intense moments, but at the end I got some gold and lapis lazuli. Unfortunately, when I went back up, it was already night, so had to make a run for my bed. Day 10. I realized just how so protected I really was at night. I mean, I didn't place a single torch outside my house. So I decided to focus on adding some walls and finishing up the second floor. On day 11, I did more of the same old resource gathering, mainly snow, but at the end of the day I finally finished the walls of the second floor. Now, my goal for day 12 was to essentially get diamonds, but it would be a process that could take me a couple of days, so I wanted to make a clock, but I was exactly 1 gold short. Anyway, I head to the mines. Then I found a huge mine with a ton of mobs. Like, I mean, look at this. I then gave up on that cave, so I continued strip mining and diamonds, baby! I got 5, which were just perfect amount for a pickaxe and an enchanting table. So I got really lucky. I mean, I expected this trip to last a couple days. It just was the one night. So when I came back to the surface, it was nighttime, so I had to dodge a couple mobs, but it was alright. Okay, on day 13, I enjoyed the view of burning mobs outside my house, which is very beautiful. Then I crafted my very first diamond tool. You guessed it, a diamond pickaxe. After that, I went back to the underground ravine to see if I get some obsidian. After realizing I didn't have enough for both a portal and enchanting table, which was 14, I decided to use the ruined portal and use that as my portal. I was really lucky because this ruined portal was just perfect to be completable. Day 14, I started working on the roof of my house. I was a bit undecisive on what to use for it, because I didn't have any dark oak wood, which is what I usually go for, so at the end I went for spruce wood. But before continuing the work on the roof, I decided to go to the nether. Of course, I wouldn't go looking for a fortress or any of that stuff until I had full diamond armor, preferably enchanted, but I just sort of wanted to know my spawn, and yeah, that was a really quick trip, but god, that spawn was incredibly bad. Like, literally, between the two most dangerous biomes in the nether. The rest of the day I worked on the roof of the house, and I also managed to kill my first enderman and got my first pearl. Day 15. After heading to the spruce forest for some wood, I decided to look for a desert temple, which I quickly found and looted the heck out of. The loot was alright, nothing good, but at the same time not garbage. Which after that I headed back home and worked some more in the house, and called it a day. Nothing much happened on day 16. I finally started an animal farm with cows, uh, mainly for their leather, but also for their meat. As at the moment, I thought that beef could become my main source of food throughout the 100 days, which you'll find later if it did became or not. And of course, then, as always, I had some more progress in the house. After some final details and some material gathering, the house was looking like this by day 17. Finally, after 18 days, a lot of wood chopped and a lot of snow shoveled, the house was officially finished. All that was left was some final details and the interior, but we don't care about that, do we? Day 19. I started the day off by breeding my cows. Nice. Then crafted an enchanting table, though it couldn't be used quite yet because I wanted to have it nice place for it, and also, of course, I need bookshelves, which is the reason why for the cows in the first place. And then I decided to go mining for some diamonds, because my main goal for the next 10 days was to have full diamond armor. Day 20. Diamonds, baby! Yeah, I know. 10 diamonds aren't that much, but they're more than enough for what I was looking for. So, at that moment, I decided to go back. Luckily, when I came back for the first time after mining, it was daytime, so it really wasn't a problem. Day 21. So, today was the day I decided to make my base look a little bit nicer, so I started to clear the area out for future builds on farms. Also, on this day, I crafted my very first piece of diamond armor, which was a simple helmet. On day 22, I started by chopping down some trees to make some more chests, mainly to start organizing better my storage. I then worked on the house basement and started turning it into my storage room. I then spent the rest of the day organizing said room. Day 23. More mining. I just mined in a straight direction till I found some diamonds. I found just two, but eventually I had to stop because I somehow ran into an ocean. But I guess I just went that far down mining. Then I went on the opposite direction till I found a lonely lava pool. And then, hey, look, some more diamonds. Day 24. I finally ran into the ocean on this day, so I was forced to switch my mining location. After mining for a bit, I found a huge cave, and then I found out it was a mine shaft, which in normal Minecraft would have been great, but here it's basically just a death wish. So, after finding a single diamond, I dipped. But I will indeed return later. After making it out of the cave and sleeping, day 25 was looking like a building day. I started by lighting my base up a little bit, just to make it a little bit safer when I came back from the mines, because I always come out at night. Which after that, I then expanded a bit my wheat farm by a lot, and of course I fed my cows, which will be very important in the next following days. Then I started plotting down a proper cow pen for them. Day 26 was really fast, I guess. Yeah, it went really fast for some reason. Well, for some reason, because I AFK'd for most of the day, accidentally. But I did get some work done on the pen, so it wasn't that bad. On day 27, I got really close to finishing the cow pen, but I was short on some spruce wood, so I had to finish that a little bit later. First thing I did on day 28 was crafting some diamond boots. Then I was headed for the mines because I really wanted to get full diamond armor by day 30. I just needed 9 more diamonds and we were golden. I literally found with 8 within minutes of mining. After that, I then decided to head to the mine shaft. The one from day 24? But I was too scared, so I just continued street mining. And eventually got 6 more diamonds. So I finally headed back home. A creeper was waiting for me, but I quickly killed him. Day 29. Mission accomplished. Full diamond armor. The rest of the day I just worked on some minor details and the base. And also noticed spiders like to climb my roof. Which, isn't good at all. But despite not having finished it, I ended up moving the cows to their new pen. Day 30. 1 month. Nothing much happened on this day. I just improved my sugarcane farm and also changed the difference gate in the cow pen for carpet because it's more safe. And probably the most important thing I did on this day was lit up most of my base. I started day 35 by feeding my cows. After that, I set out for the nether. I wanted to build some sort of safe zone so I could be, not scared when I go to the nether. I did one with cobblestone, which is ugly, but it served the purpose, so it was really safe. I had to go back, however, because some guests were coming really close to me, so yeah, I got scared and went back. On day 32, I actually made a proper wood farm because the other one was not good. Then I struggled to craft a bow. Yeah. Then I went back to Nether and finally killed a ghast, which was pretty nice. I finished a safe bridge to the other zone in the Nether and mined some quartz. After that, on day 33, I did some good old resource gathering and started work on a new project, which would be an enchanting house. The main resource for this roof of this project would be netherwood, so that's sort of the reason I went to the nether in the first place. On day 34, I just started by cooking some stone and preparing stuff and resources for the new project. On day 35, I finally started work on the roof of the hut, also known as Enchanting House. I didn't expect to, but I ended up finishing the roof that same day. On day 36, I started work on the walls of the hut. However, I was a bit short on the other side, but it wasn't really a problem because I just had to go to the ravine nearby. And after that, I was indecisive as what block to use for the roof. I ended up deciding to go for nether bricks. So, my main goal for day 37 was essentially just to get a ton of netherrack to smelt and turn into nether brick. And while mining it, I found a fortress! Yes, a nether fortress. I still can't believe how lucky I was. I don't know why I found it that easily, but it was really easy. I also killed another man and grabbed some of the nether brick. On day 38, I had made a mistake with the E-hut, so I had to cut one block off, and finally added the nether bricks. On day 39, nothing much happened, just basic activities like collecting wheat, feeding my cows, collecting sugarcane, and finally chop some spruce wood to add some little details to the E-hut. On day 40, I didn't do much, apart from killing a lot of my cows for their leather to start working on the enchanting table. And at the end of the day, I just added some more furnaces to the furnace room. So essentially, from day 41 through day 45, nothing much happened. Well, yeah, but very boring stuff, so I'm gonna summarize it as best as I can. So, essentially, I crafted a diamond sword and just burned my cows until on day 45. I was confident enough to start killing them, to harvest their meat and leather, to craft the final bookshelves I needed for my enchanting setup, which was then accomplished that same night. So on day 46, I went through the enchantments I could possibly get on my armor and gear, and they were all terrible. So I had to wait a little bit to start enchanting. So for that, I crafted a grindstone, which essentially just disenchants your gear. On day 47, I decided to finally start enchanting. Obviously, started off with my pickaxe. I disenchanted my pickaxe at first because the enchantment I got was really bad, and saw on the enchanting table I got a efficiency 5 and decided to gamble it. It was a really good pickaxe, but the problem was it had silk touch instead of fortune, but you know, we'll go for that right now. Also, I disenchanted my sword until I got a nice enchanting. On day 48, I headed to the village and killed an enderman. Also, started the villager grind. So, again, to summarize it, I essentially just want to get a librarian villager to give me a really good book enchanting trade. So on day 49, I just grinded until I got a good enchantment. I was really mad because the day before I had gotten mending, but lost that because I didn't have enough to log the trade in, and enough emeralds. But after that, I finally managed to get it. Mending for 14 emeralds, which was a really good deal. I was one short of locking the trade, but on day 50 I was able to lock the trade. Oh, also, yeah, we're officially halfway there. Day 51 to day 53. So essentially for these days, I started collecting some, trading resources, like, for example, wheat and sugarcane, to stack up on emeralds and start trading with the villagers. On day 54, I headed to the fortress to try and collect 12 blaze rods, 4 potions, and of course, the ender eyes. I didn't really face any death experiences, right? 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 Well, anyway, after gathering the 12 rods, I went back home. On day 55, I decided to head to the village to continue the villager grind. Once there, I used my gathered trading resources from the past days and got enough emeralds to start trading. On day 56, after some annoying villager action, I got protection 3 and locked the trade. It's not too expensive and should do for now. I also fought some mobs and finally reached level 30. On day 57, I finally started enchanting my sword and got a pretty decent one, but I think combining it with a better one will be my final sword. On day 58, I headed back to the fortress, found some nether wart, and also get to level 30. I also found some pretty neat loot there, for example some diamonds, and then after that I made my way home by dodging some skeletons. On day 59, I tamed my horse and called it Jetson. I also used my 30 levels to enchant my pickaxe with Unbreaking 3, and got really lucky. Like, look at this, it's actually perfect. And on day 60, I got on my horse to gather some materials for his future pen. On day 61, I farmed sugarcane and wheat for future profit with the villagers. I also made an anvil, in the process wasting a ton of iron, and also stayed up at night to fight a couple mobs and get more levels. While doing that, I managed to get a skeleton to kill a creeper, and got a pretty neat music disc. From day 62 to day 63, I pretty much just worked on Jetson's pen, and managed to finish it in these 2 days. On day 64, after collecting my goodies, I went back to the village together with Jetson, and after that, I quickly had to head back to the enchanting house because I hit level 30 by enchanting, and got a pretty much perfect chestplate in the process. On day 65, I finally bought some mending books and headed to get netherite. I made this really scuffed mine to Y14 where ancient debris is spawned more often. And I quickly found some, and some more. Had enough for an ingot in less than 3 minutes, which is really good. On day 66, I decided to head back with 5 ancient debris and almost 30 levels. When I came back to the world, it was day 66. I quickly smelted my ancient debris and turned it into an ingot, which, with a smithing table, I turned my chestplate into a netherite one. After that, I enchanted my helmet. On day 67, I just did more trading and also expanded my wheat farm a lot more, and also fought some mobs until I reached level 30. On day 68, I started the day by adding mending to my pickaxe and calling it yes. After that, I headed to the nether and killed a magma cube. I got a great idea and went back and crafted a brewing stand to use the magma cream to make some fire rest potions. From day 69 to day 70, nice, I went to get more netherite and started mining. And that's why fire rest is the best. I quickly realized that this method was absolute garbage and decided to head back to the overworld and crafted myself some beds. To start doing the method of us just blowing up the beds. And actually worked because with 9 of beds I actually found around 4 ancient debris. So from day 71 to day 73, I crafted a shield and brewed some strength potions and decided to head to the mine shaft from day 24. Remember that one? The one I was just going to get off? Well, yeah. I actually really underestimated myself. I had literally no trouble whatsoever to actually loot everything in the place, and also decided to start a spider spawner as an XP farm, and actually finished it on day 73. So on day 74, I just grinded on the spider farm until I reached level 30. After that, I used the levels to enchant my leggings and added mending to my helmet, and after that, I grinded at the XP farm a little bit more. Sorry for the speech impediment, and heal my helmet. On day 75, I enchanted my other sword with the levels I got from day before, and then combined it with my new sword and called it the SBB. Don't ask me why the reason for the name is, I just thought it was a good name. On day 76, got some more mending books and added them to my sword and chestplate. And again, headed to the XP farm until day 77. On day 78, I used my 30 levels to enchant my boots, and with that, I finally had a fully enchanted diamond armor, and after that I started netherite mining. I came back to the overworld in day 79 with 7 ancient debris, which I quickly smelted together and got some nether scraps. After that, I combined them with some gold and got 3 netherite ingots. I used them for my sword and most of my armor, except the boots. On day 80, crafted a fletching table and then chopped a ton of wood. After that, I robbed a villager by selling him sticks. Yes, that is literally robbing him. On day 81, I started leveling up the cleric to see if he got lucky, and actually got an ender pearl trade, which I actually did. I already had 7 pearls, so I didn't really need that much, which was really convenient. On day 82, after trading with the cleric, I had all of my pearls, so I crafted and enchanted 2 bows, which I combined to make a pretty decent weapon. The next few days, I set up to fight phantoms. In the meanwhile, I built some simple paths in my house. Finally, on day 85, some phantoms actually spawned. I actually fought only 4 that day, but those were more than enough to start making slow falling potions. On day 86, after brewing the potions, I took one last look at my base and started my final journey to the end. I quickly found the stronghold, which wasn't that far away for a stronghold. It was just about 1,000 blocks away, and found the portal room relatively fast as well. And now it was time for the one last fight. From day 87 to day 88, I was nervous. I had never fought the dragon before in hardcore mode, so I was really scared. Before, it was pretty intense, and I came close to death by some enderman, but got off quickly and destroyed the last tower. Now,
Yes!
it's a matter of time.
Oh my god!
And this had to be my last
Oh
match.
my god! Let's go! Oh my god! Woo!
Excuse the voice crack.
Oh my god! Let's go, bro. Let's go.
On day 89 to day 90, I made my way back home, and I was victorious. I used most of my levels by enchanting a new pair of boots and combining it with my old ones. From day 91 to day 94, I prepared some potions and headed once again to the stronghold. After finding it, I went to the small portal thingy and got to the End Islands. It took me more like 2 days to find an actual city, and the one I found was really bad. It didn't even have a shape and it was really small. So after looting that, I continued looking for one and actually found a really good city. And it actually had a ship, so that was great. And there it was, the Elytra. After getting the Elytra, I also got the Dragon Head, and then arrived back home as an absolute legend. So, from day 95 to day 100, this might seem a bit surprising, but I wasted these last 5 days trying to make a monument for the Dragon Egg. First, I did a giant villager, which I didn't like, and then a 100-day monument, but then it didn't really make sense for the egg. So on day 99, I finally made a interesting, monument. It definitely can be improved, but it's pretty nice. And to finish this video off, I got my Elytra and fly with it for the first time. I just had to find 2 beautiful ducks, which I then, together with, watched the sundown and sunrise to day 101. 100 days. Wow. This video was insanely fun to make. You guys really don't know how really good time I had here. If you made it this far to the video, thank you. I really appreciate your support, guys. It's insane. I've never thanked you in a video, but thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. There's definitely a lot of stuff I wasn't able to make in these 100 days, but I would love to make some 200 days if you guys support this video. Without further ado, goodbye.